Appointment he's been.
Well, I think he's done a brilliant job, Alan, he really has. I mean, when he did come to England, there was a few eyebrows raised, there's no doubt about that. A few people questioning, who is this man who's come to take over at Arsenal? There's no doubt about it now, done a fantastic job. The only slight thing is he hasn't won the Champions League, which I think the form they've shown over the last 4 or 5 years merited, but a great achievement what he's done at Arsenal Football Club.
OK, back to today's game and a check on the two teams. Mark Hughes makes 3 changes from the Blackburn lineup that started against Liverpool at Anfield on Wednesday night. Leading scorer Paul Dickoff returns after injury to replace John Stead, and there are also changes in defence and midfield. Dominic Matteo comes in at left back in preference to Niels-Erik Johansson, and David Thompson has recovered from a knee problem to line up on the right of midfield. Brett Emerton drops down to the subs bench.
Well, despite some player changes, there is no change to the 4-1-4-1 formation that has brought such good results for Blackburn recently. Dominic Matteo for Johansson is a straight swap at left back. That won't make any difference to what is already a strong back four. Big role for Mokoena, the number 15. He'll sit in front of that back four, will protect them and pick up the runners that come from the Arsenal midfield. Thompson and Pedersen, 2 good wide players. They've got to get some quality into the box. And up front, Paul Dickoff. As a team, they've got to battle and compete and close Arsenal down. Dickoff will lead from the front.
Easier to tell you who isn't playing for Arsenal. How about this for a list of absentees? No Henry, Bergkamp, Pires, Ljungberg, Campbell, Edu or Gilberto, the backbone of the team that won the championship. Dennis Bergkamp with a calf problem, Robert Pires who has flu, and Freddie Ljungberg injured in the warm-up are the latest casualties. Their places taken by Cesc Fabregas, Ashley Cole and Robin van Persie in what is surely the youngest team that Arsenal have ever fielded in the Premiership. The average age of their outfield players is just 22.
It's a normal 4-4-2 for Arsenal, and what I think Arsene Wenger has done is he's picked a team that he knows will get stuck in and compete as much as Blackburn. They've got to do that today. It is a strong back four, but I like the balance on the left-hand side. The likes of Clichy and Cole. If one goes forward, the other will just slot in for him. That's vital to give them the balance. 3 very competitive midfield players, Fabregas, Flamini and Vieira. They'll all get stuck in as well. They have got big players missing up front, the likes of Henry, Ljungberg and Bergkamp, but they've still got class. Van Persie and Reyes, both good players.
Whilst there's still hope of overtaking Chelsea, you can be sure that Arsenal will continue to give it their best shot. And if they win here, the Gunners will go back into second place, although both Manchester United and Chelsea are in action later today. Blackburn are edging ever closer to safety. And the Blackburn mascot Raw will deliver the match ball to referee Graham Poll in spectacular style. A drop of almost 100 foot from rooftop to pitch side. But this is no ordinary lion. Marine Jim Slapka of the Royal Marines Commando Display Team is the man inside, and he's done this sort of thing many times before. Arsenal are used to being kings of the jungle, never lower than second in the past 7 seasons, and they're desperate to keep that record going.
We're at Ewood Park this afternoon for Blackburn Rovers against Arsenal in the company of Tony Cottee and Alan Parry.
Patrick Vieira is the only man playing for either side who started Arsene Wenger's first game in charge of Arsenal here 9 years ago. Since then, the captain and the manager have shared 3 championships, 3 FA Cups, and set records for English football that may never be beaten. Arsenal might have to surrender their title this season, but there's no sign that this glorious era in Arsenal's history is coming to an end. Blackburn Rovers in the blue and white get the game underway in bright, warm sunshine here in Lancashire. It's not been a very happy hunting ground, I have to say, for Arsenal this season. All 3 away defeats they've suffered have come in this part of the world, in the northwest, against Manchester United, Liverpool and Bolton. Blackburn straight out of the blocks. Good interplay, finding Pedersen with a crossing opportunity, Dickoff with a shooting opportunity. Mokoena tries his luck from distance, and it's plain to see right from the start just how sky-high Blackburn's confidence is at the moment.
Well, I mentioned about it, one thing Arsenal have got to do, they've got to compete early, get hold of the ball. All Blackburn at the start, not the best effort from Mokoena. Certainly showing their intentions, Blackburn. They're going to get amongst Arsenal, make it difficult for them, and if Arsenal are going to get anything out of this game, they're certainly going to have to fight for it.
Certainly Blackburn's recent form suggests that Premiership football next season is now almost guaranteed. Mark Hughes is still being cautious, as you'd expect, he feels they might need another 8 points or thereabouts. But having just taken 4 points out of Champions League contenders Everton and Liverpool without conceding a goal, no wonder they feel confident. Enormous clearance. Mokoena keeping his eyes on it all the way. Todd, who's in excellent form, the Blackburn captain, almost gave it away then, but Thompson twists and turns into trouble as it happens. Cole back to Clichy. Cole playing on the left of midfield today because of the problems surrounding Pires and Ljungberg, who should have been in the starting 11 but turned an ankle in the warm-up to become the latest of Arsenal's many casualties. Has taken his place on the substitutes bench, though they would only use him in an absolute emergency. Ederson comes through the strong tackle there with Fabregas. Fabregas, who will play on the right of Arsenal's midfield. Arsene Wenger forced to make a lot of personnel and positional changes today. And the disruption with Ljungberg was the last thing he needed. Throw aimed at Mokoena. Arsenal having trouble getting out of their own half early on here. Got Reyes well placed here. He's still in a good position as it goes on to Cole. Reyes has been screaming for the ball for the last 20 seconds. Now he finally gets it. He couldn't return the favour to Cole. Here's Reed for Blackburn. Strong run by the former Millwall man, but he gives it away to Patrick Vieira. The pitch here at Ewood Park rather better than many Premiership surfaces that we've seen of late. Cole. Clichy. Senderos, who's played the last half a dozen games in a row for Arsenal, alongside Toure. Lauren. On to Fabregas. Ederson has it back for Blackburn Rovers. And impressively goes round Vieira's challenge. And again, Patrick Vieira second to the ball. Ederson. Arsenal trying to settle into some kind of pattern here after that whirlwind start by Blackburn Rovers.
They just need a spell of possession on the ball. That's what they've had the last minute or so. Just try and keep hold of it. Try and be patient like they normally are. Create the opening. Don't let Blackburn have it.
We've got the Premiership's highest scorers against the lowest today, but both teams have been in formidable form defensively of late. Arsenal have had 4 successive clean sheets, Blackburn 3. A win for Blackburn would see them go 11 points clear of the relegation positions, and victory for Arsenal, as I mentioned, would see them move into second place. But of course, things could change again by 5 o'clock tonight. Certainly spring-like weather in this part of Lancashire today, as Matteo finds Pedersen with the throw. Reed takes it on. Dick off. Pedersen again. There's Lauren, played it straight against Pedersen, and this time Patrick Vieira a shade quicker than Paul Dickoff. And Vieira continues this Arsenal attack, and that's a foul. No, referee Graham Potter's way, play on. Thompson's tackle allowed to stand. But his challenge then on Senderos does produce a free kick.
I thought it was a fair challenge on Vieira, but it's certainly a foul on Senderos.
Very sharp here, Blackburn. Thompson dispossessed by Cole. Knee problem kept Thompson out of a return to his first club, Liverpool, on Wednesday night. Big disappointment for him, that. Reyes. To Cole. The return ball finds the Spaniard in a good position. Fabregas to his right. He's gone for the more central ball. And maybe that wasn't the best option to Van Persie.
Didn't see him, did he, Reyes? Fabregas had taken up a fantastic position on the right-hand side. Just didn't see him, though.
Reyes. Thompson needed help from Lucas Neal. A little bit unhappy about the initial award, but Mr. Paul has seen that justice is done eventually.
Fair play to Graham Poll. He gave the throw to Arsenal when the fans started moaning. It was quite obvious, no reaction from the players, so he gave the throw the other way. Big enough to admit he'd made a mistake, which is nice to see.
Who says referees don't change their minds?
Exactly.
Toure across on the cover, Lauren alongside him. Van Persie the target. Was strong there against Ryan Nelson, who's a tough character, the New Zealand captain. Saw Van Persie, of course, sent off and incurring the wrath of his manager in the recent away game against Southampton.
He's a talented player, isn't he, Van Persie? I think his temperament has let him down a little bit since he's been in English football. No doubt about the skill the player's got.
Early throw finds Dickov, testing the Arsenal defence. Lehmann picks out Cole. Vieira. Lauren. Straight against Pedersen. We can get more now on the Freddie Ljungberg injury by joining Jeff Shreves.
Alan, Freddie Ljungberg, as you can see, gingerly making his way to the bench. He's not stripped, he's not ready, he's only got trainers on. He is named amongst the substitutes, but that's because Arsenal have only got a squad of 16. I don't think he'll be taking any part at all in today's proceedings.
Thanks, Shep. There's Van Persie, who took his place with very short notice. Incidentally, of course, although there might be a new name inscribed on the Premiership trophy very soon now, in the league's 12-year history, these are the only two clubs who've ever pipped Manchester United to the title. Clichy for Arsenal, a bit short for Cole. Thompson. Mokoena. There's one for Reed to chase, but Senderos is pretty quick. She had to battle to win that back, however. Todd, Thompson, Mokoena. Excellent football by the home side here. Ryan Nelson, Dominic Matteo. They may be physical, but they can play as well. Thompson tees himself up for the spectacular effort, but what a good period of play.
Excellent build-up play from Blackburn. They are playing with real confidence. What was good about the attack is they've got four bodies in the box, 5 including Thompson when it comes to him. You see what he's trying to do. He's trying to volley it towards the far post. Don't even think he's trying to cross it. He's trying the old dip-in volley. Didn't quite get it right. A good build-up play though from Blackburn.
Really good atmosphere here. A crowd of around 24,000 inside Ewood Park. Clichy with the decision to make here. Senderos to help him out. The transformation of Blackburn under Hughes has been quite spectacular. Since they lost 4-0 at Chelsea back in October, they've won 10, drawn 10 and lost only 5 in all competitions, and all 5 of those defeats were by the same 1-0 scoreline. He inherited a difficult scenario and he has turned it round steadily and surely, and they've made real progress. But they could be in trouble here with Van Persie, and still the angle too difficult in the end. And although Brad Friedel didn't make a clean contact on the ball, he did enough.
I think he just about did enough. It's a lovely through ball from Fabregas, just over the top. Uses his pace, Van Persie. I thought he was going to go down. Fortunately, Brad Friedel got there first. Crucial touch. If he'd have got his foot on it, Van Persie would have gone down. because Friedel got it, he just ran out of space in the end, Van Persie. Lovely through ball over from Fabregas. Good goalkeeping as well.
Edison's header. Vichy, Vieira. On to Van Persie again. Reyes. Working hard to regain possession for Blackburn, and they certainly are a hard-working side. They're fit as well, strong. But perhaps those qualities have disguised the fact that they can play the game as well.
I think they can play the game as well. I think there's been a lot of fuss, particularly from the Chelsea game we covered here. I think they did get stuck in. There was a few late tackles, should we say. They can play football as well.
And they certainly proved that in the opening 12 minutes here. Even though Arsenal have had the best chance to score. Paul Dickoff forcing another Blackburn throw. Remember, they haven't even conceded a goal in their last 3 Premiership fixtures, Blackburn. They're strong from set pieces. Arsenal are vulnerable. Well, Clement chose to punch it, and I guess he did the right thing. Nelson swings it back in. Ball by Vieira. Whitcroft.
He chose the right option now. Can't always get 2 hands on it. You are going to punch it, get distance on it. That's what he's done, and he's done it well.
Arsenal won their last Premiership fixture 3-0 against Pompey. Thierry Henry hat-trick. They've gone out of the Champions League, of course, but they have reached the semi-final of the FA Cup, having beaten Bolton. And they will, of course, play Blackburn 1 month today. So this match will provide some interesting pointers to that tie, as well as being an important match at both ends of the Premiership table. Owen gives it away. Whitcroft. Matteo. Edison available again. Dickoff, as ever, didn't give up and earns his team a corner.
Such a clever player, Paul Dickoff. Lovely little run down the side. Not really going to do anything with it. He knows all he's going to do is win a corner. It's an important job, very important job he does for the team.
Well, at Anfield on Wednesday night, some of Blackburn's set pieces were very disappointing,
To say the least, Alan, yeah.
well, they've gone short this time. Wisely, they've learned the lesson and still make a mess of it. No doubt the last couple of days on the training ground, I've seen Mark Hughes placing a great emphasis on those set pieces.
It's amazing how many times when teams take a short corner, they give the ball away. It seems to happen so often. Much rather see a team actually put it in the box. It's got to be good quality. But whatever you do, short or long corners, at least get an end product.
Van Persie. Clearance by Nelson. Reed wins it back. Thompson fighting it forward, but Paul Dickoff's been given offside. The referee says play on. Arsenal won 3 of their last 4 league games since the home defeat against Manchester United. Going further back than that, 8 wins from their last 12. Hardly the form of a team in crisis. Senderos. Toure helps it on to Lauren. Senderos has just been brought into the Swiss senior squad. He's an under-21 international for his country already. Clearance. Edison had to shield his eyes from the sun. He comes through to Reed, but the referee has given a free kick to Arsenal for their relief then. Dickoff can't believe it. Senderos, just 20, didn't make his Premiership debut until January, but that's an awful mistake by him. Straight to Thompson. Whitcroft. David Thompson again. Felt they were going to get a free kick then, and I think they might have had a case.
Looked a foul to me. I think it was Clichy, wasn't it, coming in from behind?
Now it's Arsenal who get the kick. Foul on Reyes to make the crowd even more angry at Mr. Paul. Maybe something was said there. That's why the referee seems to be calling over Gary Flickcroft.
Sure, it would have been. Why didn't you give us a free kick? That's why we just committed a foul. Ball's played in. There's Clichy. It's a tackle from behind. It's a clear foul. And that's why Blackburn are angry.
Toure. Romani. Fabregas. Back to Lauren. Fabregas finds a way forward. And Percy hustled out of it this time. Pedersen. Gave Nelson a bit to do then. And Percy's already made a run in behind the Blackburn defence, but Matteo made sure the ball never reached him. Nelson. Kick off. So good at holding the ball up with his back to goal, isn't he? Flickcroft.
Fantastic, he sold up play, Paul Dickoff. Such a hard position to play out there on your own. Done it quite a few times. It's horrible. He's so reliant on good service. The runners getting to you, but he does the job very well, Dickoff.
Here's Clichy for Arsenal. Cole. Vieira. Flamini. Always a bit over-ambitious. Matthew Flamini, who's figured in the last dozen games now for Arsenal. Some of the young players that were little known perhaps at the start of this season have had a prominent part to play in Arsenal's squad this season. Aquena, the two newcomers that Mark Hughes brought in here, along with Ryan Nelson in the January transfer window, and they've both been a big success so far. Dickoff looking for Reed. Senderos wins it back. Aquena beaten to the challenge this time. Vieira. Lay off by Van Persie to Reyes. Now Ashley Cole, two in the box for Arsenal. It was a bad effort by Van Persie, blocked for a corner.
Good tackle from Aquena. Does well, Van Persie, just pulls away and the ball's cut back behind. Aquena does such a good job, just throws himself at it, gets a good deflection.
Arsenal's first corner of the game. Almost 20 minutes gone. Ross makes a run, but the ball delivered straight into the side netting. Seems that Blackburn's malaise from set pieces is catching.
It is catching. So disappointing, particularly for the centre-halves. Lots of Toure, he's run 50 yards here to go up for the corner and doesn't even arrive in the box.
Matteo. Bad ball for Paul Dickoff. He's up with him. Now Pedersen. Away to Toure. Vieira. Cole let it run. Neil gives it away. Senderos picking out Ashley Cole. Now Reyes. Aquena for Blackburn, who are still 14th in the table after their goal was scored at Anfield, but they're now 8 points clear of the relegation places. They're on 32 points. A draw or win, of course, and they would go above Birmingham, who don't play until tomorrow against Aston Villa. Pedersen feeling he should have had a free kick. Romani doing very well to come through. Two strong challenges and find Cole. And to Clichy. Clichy was being pushed there by Lucas Neal.
definitely a foul, no doubt about that. Blew a fraction too early because he seems to be still carrying on with the ball, Clichy. I think it's been given though.
Well, back to the young Frenchman who has a remarkable record of never being on the losing side in 25 Premiership games for Arsenal. Lauren. Short, straight to Nelson. Edison back to Matteo. Wasn't expecting Fabregas to arrive so quickly. Vieira's a flick on, and Van Persie couldn't keep possession for long. Neil. Difficult to decide who's the aggressor there, and on this occasion, not for the first time in his career, the linesman, rather than the referee, decided it was Paul Dickov's fault.
Not sure if he gave offside or a foul here. I don't think Paul Dickov sure either.
Dickov, of course, started his career at Arsenal. That was George Graham who gave him his debut 12 years ago now. Went on to make 20-odd appearances. Clichy. Played it in behind Flomini, straight to Reed. Hasn't any support on this side, but now it's arrived with Thompson. What a ball that was. Pedersen, well, he's getting a second chance to hit it, and couldn't take that either.
You must have seen Marco van Basten's goal when he was younger. That's what he was trying to do. Such a difficult skill as well. Took his eye off it at the last moment. Good crossover from Thompson. There's a long ball. Just plays it into the box. You're not going to score too many of them. Just took his eye off it at the last moment. Perhaps Lauren coming across was enough to put him off.
The confidence that 6 goals in his last 14 appearances brings. Here's Senderos. Toure didn't look, gave it straight to Reed, who was equally guilty. Clichy. Nobody wants to keep the ball. Reed. Pedersen. Dickov's already making a run, but Pedersen turns back to Dominic Matteo. And Nelson.
Just underlines the fact they get stuck in, doesn't it, Blackburn? 7 fouls already. It's just the final ball really from both teams lacking at the moment. They've been guilty of some sloppy passing. You can't afford to do that. I mean, Blackburn have only got 1 man up front. Arsenal have basically got 2 midfield players playing up front, so they need to get the final ball. It's got to be a good one. And when it's not, that's why the ball keeps getting given away. Possession conceded.
It certainly isn't a myth about Blackburn's strong approach, because they do have easily the worst disciplinary record in the Premiership. They've had more cautions, more red cards, and committed more fouls than anyone else. Here's Reed. Thompson. 2 in the box for Blackburn. Dickov and Pedersen. He's got other ideas. He's thinking of a solo goal.
Good play from David Thompson. I think originally he wanted to cross the ball. Once he actually comes inside Clichy, there's only one thing on his mind. I think in the end Clichy does well, just gets a little arm on Thompson. Just there, it's just enough to put him off his stride. And that's why he's dragged the shot. Good play though from Thompson. There's a little clip from Clichy, just put him slightly off balance.
Dickov. Again, he does brilliantly, despite being manhandled by Senderos. Thompson. For Arsenal. Clichy. Flomini. And Todd picks out Reed. Vieira winning it back. right touchline to find Vieira. Oh, brilliant. He's played it against Mokoena's shins. Almost played a 1-2 off it. Here's Fabregas. On to Van Persie. Clever. Unlucky there, the young Dutchman. And then Mokoena had an air shot in his own penalty box. Not wise.
Got away with it. Skilled over from Van Persie.
Neil. Blackburn play their way out of a sticky situation. Matteo for them. Blackburn in the midst of this really tough list of fixtures. Everton away, Liverpool away, Arsenal at home today. Their next game is away to Manchester United. And after that, 6 of their remaining 7 matches are against teams currently in the bottom half of the table. Matteo. Sloppy layoff by Mokoena. Certainly Tony Blackburn don't look like a team about to be sucked into a relegation scrap.
Well, I don't think they will get sucked into the relegation scrap. I think they're 8 points clear at the moment, and I don't think they will be in there at the end of the season. But they're playing with some good confidence. You mentioned about the disciplinary record, Alan. They do get their foot in. They are a tough team, but it takes all sorts to compete in the Premiership, and you've got to deal with it. And that's what Arsenal have got to do today. Great credit to Blackburn. They've revived one of Mark Hughes has been excellent.
Lauren. Fabregas. Onto Flomini. Reed has it back, but not for long. Flomini. Vieira. Reyes dispossessed by Nelson. Edison. Lovely little ball from Lauren to Fabregas. Now Reyes. The space opens up for him. Matteo looking for Dickoff, who's done superbly well again to hold off the defender. Matteo. Here's Ryan Nelson, the New Zealand international, captain in fact of his country. Matteo. Some of the passing leaves a bit to be desired.
Yes, both teams, isn't it? I mentioned it earlier. Just been a bit sloppy in the wrong areas.
Vieira. There's a game going on. Hello. He probably had a very good Friday night out, that's his excuse. And it is warm.
A lot of shoots at me out.
It was a hell of a Friday night out. Toure trying to test out Brad Friedel, who was just about equal to it.
A shot on target, wasn't it? That'd have been just unexpected, wasn't it? Brad Friedel done the right thing, got his body behind the ball.
Toure's birthday today. He was obviously expecting a bit of a gift, but Brad Friedel equal to it. Senderos, an awkward header. And Dickoff trying to set it up for Flitcroft. Strong challenge by Clichy, but the referee decided that David Thompson threw himself at his opponent.
There was a foul by Thompson. Been so impressed with Paul Dickoff in this first half. His hold-up play's been excellent. He's up there on his own against the likes of Toure and Senderos, two really strong defenders. He seems to be first to the ball every time. An excellent match so far.
A bit of a stalemate this opening half an hour at Ewood Park. Neil. That's a useful ball if it stays in play, and it has. Reed, and his challenge on Clichy, but it's gone for a corner anyway. And Nelson, still waiting for his first goal in English football, makes his way forward.
Just be hoping for a good delivery from Pedersen. Had a few problems the other night at Anfield. Can he do better today? Give the centre half something to go for.
Lehmann did really well. That was difficult for the goalkeeper. As well, McLean was back covering as well for Blackburn. Not the best ball for Matteo. He's left the door open at the back there. Blackburn from their own corner kick. It's McQuainer. And Patrick Vieira. Keeps the ball out of play because Blackburn have Dominic Matteo injured on the far side.
I think he was just sold a bit short, wasn't he, from that pass from McQuainer. Big tough player though, Matteo. Take a lot to get him off the pitch.
Incidentally, if Mark Hughes needed any background information on Arsenal, he didn't have far to turn today. His coach, Eddie Niedzwiecki, was reserve team coach at Highbury last season. He and Hughes, and indeed Mark Bowen, were all together as well in the Welsh national setup. He won't be part of that for the foreseeable future. Bobby Savage sitting it out again today because of a groin injury. He's missed the last 3 games now. Matteo's just been waved back on. Toure. Headed by Neil. Just kept in play by Brad Friedel. Friedel had his 200th game for Blackburn on Wednesday against his old club Liverpool, and it was probably one of his quietest. McQuainer heads it back in. Ishi's clearance. Now Nelson. And Thompson first to applaud the intent, but not the accuracy.
The right idea. A bit too much pace on the ball. He's zipping off this pitch as well.
Thompson. Ishi miscues the clearance. Toure there to help out. Reed gets it back from Thompson. Great cross. Pedersen! Oh, unlucky. Good header.
Just fantastic all-round play from Blackburn. Lovely little 1-2. Superbly weighted return from Thompson. Reed doesn't even look, just whips it in. A good header from Pedersen. Comfortably saved though for Lehmann.
Romani. Matteo again. Still seems to be carrying that injury a little bit, Dominic Matteo. McQuainer. Todd's clearance was a good one. It's picked out Paul Dickoff, who finds Pedersen. Reed in the middle. Goes for Flitcroft instead. And it all comes to nothing.
Just that final ball again.
Todd watched it all the way. And then Graham Paul. A neat little flick on.
Good header, wasn't it?
Vieira. The cross challenge. Clichy. After today, by the way, Arsenal have got 4 home games and 4 away. They've still got to face Chelsea, Everton and Liverpool among the leading sides. And of course the little matter of a North London derby against Tottenham. So some tough matches on their run-in. More football for you on Sky Sports later today, Sky Sports 2 in fact. We start at 5 from the Reebok Stadium not far from here. Bolton Wanderers against Norwich City. Bolton very close to dreams of European football next season. Norwich, of course, sadly, very close to a return to the Championship. And Matteo still not looking comfortable, Tony.
But I think he'll soldier on. I said it is a big, strong player, doesn't like to come off. He's got his place in the team. He certainly won't want to come off easily, give that place up. They'll probably have a good look at him at half-time, see if he can struggle through to them.
Now Dickoff gets a free kick in his favour. Having already seen 1 or 2 go against him. This time it's Toure who's the unhappy player. Reed has a dynamite shot when he gets it right.
It is a long way out, but I think we could well see Stephen Reed having a shot on goal here. Needs to get his wall right, Lehmann.
Just regained his place in the side recently, Stephen Reed, the Republic of Ireland international. And it doesn't look as though he's going to belt this one. It was the Arsenal fans behind the goal who were under greater threat than Jens Lehmann in the goal. Vieira, brilliant play. Flamini wasn't. Edison. Well, to take on Lauren in a race and beat him. Now Senderos. Get loose that ball by Clichy. And Dickoff closes down Senderos, using all his experience and strength. And then going down. Vieira finds Reyes, struggling to get into the game, really. And as he played that through, Van Persie was offside anyway. Todd. Reed. Got a little ball on for Dickoff. Well read by Toure. Reed. O'Neill.
Well, was this a penalty? I don't think it was. He does so well to get his body there. I think we're going to see a little touch coming up from Senderos, and then Dickoff goes to ground. There's the touch from Senderos. He does clip him afterwards. Good defending though.
Van Persie took that brilliantly in his stride. Edison. And Flamini has it back, but fails to find Fabregas. Arsenal get the throw. Senderos. Arsenal will be too pleased with their first half performance, but you have to repeat that so many big names are missing for Arsene Wenger today. No Pires, no Bergkamp, no Ljungberg, no Henry, no Gilberto, no Edu, no Campbell.
We're talking 6 or 7 of their best players.
Well, as I said before, the backbone of the Championship.
Exactly, that's right, Alan. I mean, it is a huge problem for them, and particularly up front, because I mentioned it, you've got Reyes and you've got Van Persie, 2 players. They're not really comfortable with their back to goal, and when the ball's coming up to them, they've got big, strong defenders up against them. Every time it goes up, it's coming straight back, and that's making it difficult for Arsenal as a team, because they haven't really got the 2 targets up front to confidently play the ball into.
This has been described as a pointer towards what might happen in the Millennium Stadium in the FA Cup semi-final, but I would imagine that Arsenal will field a much stronger 11 that day. Most of those players I've mentioned should be back within a month. Thompson's cross. though Dominic Matteo can't continue, even though we're so close to half-time, and ironically, he will relinquish his place back to the man who had it in the first place, the Swedish international Niels Erik Johansson, who played at left back against both Everton and Liverpool.
By 14, Niels Erik Johansson.
So it won't be too disruptive.
Sorry, I think you always feel for players when they wait patiently for their chance, as Dominic Matteo has done, gets his chance, then of course gets injured after 40 minutes. You do feel for players because you want to put on a good performance. Once you're in the team, you want to stay in the team.
But he wished he was staying on the bench for another 30 seconds. Flamini. There's Cole. That's a good ball. Van Persie must score. Arsenal take the lead. 3 minutes to half-time. The man who shouldn't even have been playing has scored the goal.
A fantastic finish from Van Persie. What he does better this time is he gets on the half-turn. It's great play from Ashley Cole. But watch Van Persie, this time he's on the half-turn. It's his first touch that makes the goal, because it takes the ball away from the defender, gets him in that first touch there, gets his body in between him and the defender, and he makes it look so easy, doesn't it? Look at that for a first touch, fantastic. Composure to go around the keeper. It's a brilliant finish, but it's all about getting your body in the right position. Hasn't done it for most of the first half, certainly done it for that goal.
The Dutch under-21 international gets his 6th goal of the season, 3 of them in the Premiership. Half an hour before kick-off, he was expecting to be on the subs bench. Then Ljungberg got injured, and he was promoted to the starting 11. Nelson looking to pick out Paul Dickoff as Blackburn trying to get back level again straight away. Something they haven't proved particularly good at, I have to say, this season. In most of the matches in which they've fallen a goal behind, they have gone on to lose or draw at best. There have been no real signs of that goal coming. It was just a couple of moments of individual brilliance. Here's Clichy trying to provide another. Great run. Corner.
He's had a quiet first half, hasn't he, Clichy? And to a certain degree, Ashley Cole. They've got such good pace and good skill down his left-hand side. If they can just work the ball out a bit more, they will get joy, Arsenal. That's where the goal come from, Ashley Cole.
Fabregas smacks his corner straight at Pedersen. Come out to the goal scorer, Robin Van Persie. Now Fabregas does better with the cross. Vieira. Reyes.
It was worth a strike, wasn't it? A long, long way out.
Well, Blackburn have got a real problem now. They've only managed 25 goals in their previous 29 league games. No team in the Premiership has a worse record than that. Here's Dickoff. Wheatley's well placed in the middle. Couldn't pick him out. Henderson. Just a minute of stoppage time to be played. Arsenal protecting their 1-0 lead. Nelson. And Paul Dickoff offside. Flamini. Now Vieira. And to Toure. To Lauren Robert. And he wins the free kick, fouled by Gary Flitcroft. And this will be the final meaningful action of the half.
I think he might need to reorganise at half-time, Mark Hughes. Not done an awful lot wrong, Blackburn. Could He'll be looking forward to getting the boys into the dressing room.
Robin van Persie's goal will send Arsenal into their dressing room with a half-time lead. A strangely unfamiliar Arsenal team, shorn of so many of its star players, struggled to make an impact in the first half an hour, and Blackburn probably edged it in that period of the game. But a fine individual goal rounded off by Robin van Persie gives Arsenal the advantage, and usually when they're in front, they don't let it slip. It's Blackburn Rovers 0, Arsenal 1.
Yes, one moment of true quality, the difference between the two sides at the halfway mark. We'll have George's thoughts after the break. It's 37 games since Blackburn conceded the first goal and won. Robbie van Persie has made the difference for the Gunners. Action from La Liga for you this evening. The leaders, Barcelona, are at Deportivo La Coruña. You can see it from 8 o'clock on Sky Sports 3, and tomorrow at 8, Real Madrid, very distantly in second place now, 11 points off the pace, while they're at home to Malaga. Half-time at Ewood Park, Blackburn are losing. Two-guy is warming up. They probably need a few more attacking options in the second half. Mark Hughes has one or two problems. They've been very good defensively. We mentioned only 4 goals conceded in their previous 10 games. But clearly, George, they need at least one goal to get something from this game now. So what does he do? Does he gamble straight away?
I think, first of all, Marcus, you know, they've done very well, you know, up until the goal. There was nothing in it at all. I thought both sides counteracted one another, but there was nothing in it at all. But a bit of genius, you know, and a bit of class, you know, in the vital positions, got Arsenal a goal. Now Mark's got a problem, because does he sort of like throw on an extra forward? Because now they've got to try to win the game. And you know, we've been talking about this. They don't score many goals. So he's got to stick on another forward, I think, at some time in the game.
Well, 2 touches of real quality in the build-up to the goal. First of all, Ashley Cole operating in midfield, and you've said before, he could hold his own as a midfield player.
First of all, we don't really notice it, but Clichy makes a magnificent run, takes the two Blackburn defenders away from him here. If you just see at the bottom of the picture, all of a sudden there's Clichy goes. Two Blackburn players go with him. Ashley Cole, lovely touch. First touch here, just a little back heel. Whoop. The two defenders need a ticket to get back in the ground again.
What about this
And then
touch?
a lovely touch with Van Persie. And this is the difference between Arsenal and Blackburn, Marcus. When you've got players of their quality, they just need to turn on a little bit of class at the right time in the right area. And the right area is the attacking third of the pitch. And if they get that little bit of class, a little bit of magic, they can finish the game off. And that is a difference between the two teams.
Van Persie had a chance a little earlier. Cesc Fabregas played him through. Brad Friedel, in the end, does enough. Your initial suspicion was that the keeper was a little slow off his line.
I thought his starting position was probably questionable. We can't really see it from the camera angle here. But then he does come, and when he does come, he makes a vital touch at the last minute. A second later, and he may have brought Van Persie down.
Would Henry have scored in that
I think
circumstance?
Henry would have got on a lot, maybe 2-3 yards quicker than Van Persie, and that's where Henry is special with his pace, which they're missing today.
As you have mentioned, Blackburn did pretty well in the first 30 minutes, and some lovely moves. They were solid at the back as well. This was the pick of their attacking options when Thompson and Reid combined down the right-hand side.
And we've not really seen the best of this move, and this was a good header. I mean, Peterson really climbs high here above Loren, and unfortunately, good power in the header, unfortunately, direction. He couldn't direct it to either side of the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper made it look easy. But that was a really good move in Blackburn, and as I said, you know, none of the two sides had any meaningful effort on goal, Marcus. So Blackburn may feel a little bit disappointed to get in 1 down at half-time.
Well, Blackburn are going to make a change at the start of the second half. Two-guy is going to come on. Andy Todd is the man who is going to go off. She's more concerned about her knitting. But either way, we'll have the second half in just a couple of minutes. There has been criticism about Arsenal's youth policy over the past 2 years, but he started young. I'm not sure if Henry or Henry is English, but he's got a bit of skill about him. Some scrapping qualities as well. More live football this afternoon. It's Bolton and Norwich from 5 o'clock on Sky Sports 2, and tomorrow the Merseyside derby, the 201st Merseyside derby, 3 o'clock, Sky Sports 1. And we're back tomorrow for Birmingham and Aston Villa, another tasty-looking derby, and that is from 11:30 on this channel. For more information, call 08705 160 160. Confirmation that Tugai is coming on. Andy Todd is going off. Very briefly, George, how are Blackburn going to play this at the start of the second half?
Well, I think they'll play Mokoena. He'll go into the back four and play centre half. And probably Flitcroft will take, sit in front of the back four, and the Tugai will dominate the play in the middle of the pitch. They'll still play the same formation.
Well, I tell you what, George, we can get it from the horse's mouth because Jeff Shreve has just had a word with Mark Hughes and he can bring us bang up to date. Jeff.
Yes, Marcus, Andy Todd's got the effects of a virus, that's why he's gone off. So Tugai goes in the midfield and Aaron McQuaina will go back into the centre of defence to replace Todd.
So Tugai back in the side again. He's been out with a knee problem recently. He actually scored when Blackburn beat Arsenal 2-0 here 2 years ago, and they haven't managed a goal against Arsene Wenger's side since then. McQuaina will be quite happy in that centre-back role, no problem for him. The South African national captain has played lots of games there in his career. Tugai in midfield and John Stead as a possible further option eventually for Mark Hughes to come off the bench. Arsenal get the second half underway, leading by Robin van Persie's goal. Fabregas for them. No team in the Premiership has managed fewer home wins than Blackburn this season. They've only won 3 times in 14 games here, and they're in trouble straight away. Fabregas! Perez! Well, it should have been 2-0.
Well, Fabregas should have scored. Reyes certainly should have. Fantastic move. Look how far he travels with the ball, Fabregas. A lovely ball back to him, continues his run. When he comes inside, well, he just could have shot there earlier. Tries to go around the defender. It's a lovely save from Friedel, though.
Perfect positioning by the big American keeper. He could be called into action again here. A wild effort by Fabregas this time. Oh, what a start to the second half for Arsenal.
Just caught sleeping, wasn't they, Blackburn? Just hadn't really started at the beginning of this second half. That's where I thought he should have had the shot. Fabregas tries to toe back. It's a good block from Lucas Neal. Tries to be precise, Reyes. Perhaps he should have blasted it. If he had done, I think it would have gone in the back of the net. Take nothing away from Brad Friedel. An excellent one-handed save. Always difficult when it's near your body. It was a good save from the big man.
Reyes did score when Arsenal beat Blackburn 3-0 at Highbury back in August now. Blackburn have won on 5, Arsenal have won on 5 of their last 6 visits to Blackburn in recent seasons in the Premiership. Let's come back towards Cole here. Stepped away from him by Nelson. And look, a little disjointed Blackburn at the start of this second half. Reed. Johansson. Digs it out from his feet, but only manages to effectively give it away.
I mentioned about Blackburn being a bit disjointed, though. I think they might well be because of the changes. I know it's more or less straight swaps in that they're still playing the same system, but it will take time for Mokoena to fit in the centre half and Tugai to get into the pace of the game. The one thing they can't afford to do, Blackburn, is to go 2 goals down, because they then will be chasing the match.
And of course, to be fair to them, they also have to make that change just before half-time when Dominic Matteo went off injured to be replaced by Johansson. But Arsenal have had even more disruption to their side. Edison's long throw is aimed at Johansson, cleared by Senderos. Tugai, back by Neal to McQuaina. Nelson finds Pedersen. On to Flitcroft. Patrick Vieira. An excellent ball. Ashley Cole took it down superbly. Lightweight on the ball then, and it's given Blackburn a glimmer of a hope here. Paul Dickoff. Reed is in the middle. Henderson arriving. Not his best contribution to the match, though.
I think you might blame the pitch, Paul Dickoff, but he didn't have too many options. Just Stephen Reed, who went to the near post. Great ball from Lucas Neal. Excellent run from Dickoff. When he takes a touch and looks up, there's only Reed at the near post. Not even sure the ball bobbled up. Certainly disappointed with himself with that cross. Better than that.
Mentioned the fact that Blackburn haven't won many games, but to be fair to them, they haven't lost many here at Ewood Park either. Just 4. It's fewer than several teams in the top half of the table. 7 draws they've had. So did that cross the line? The eagle-eyed linesman on this other side of the field decides that it did. Neil obviously disagrees.
Well, I think quite rightly Lucas Neal is saying, how the hell can the assistant look through the goal net? Because when he gets deflected, the assistant is looking right through the goal. Does it go over the line? Not sure it does. I don't think that's a corner. It's good goalkeeping by Friedel. It's a difficult one for the assistant to give. I would argue that Graham Poll probably had a better view than the assistant. There's the view he had. Difficult one to call when they won't be pleased if they score from this, Blackburn.
Over the ball, has to be over the line.
It's the even up decision.
I'm being cynical now in suggesting what a surprise.
I was going to beat you to it, Al. So often the way, isn't it?
I think it was a foul, mind you.
Yeah, I think it was, no doubt about that. The arm on the shoulder of Reed.
There are many ways to achieve justice. Sloppy play there by Neil. McQuainer to the rescue. A painful blow. Another Arsenal injury problem.
I think it's Reyes who's gone down. Just dreadful defending from Blackburn. Not quite sure they wanted to take it short like that. A really sloppy layout from Lucas Neal. Didn't know what he was doing. There's Reyes, just goes in. Seemed to be too much. Just a tackle with Mokoena. Just gets whacked on the follow-through, I think. It's an important tackle. He had to make it. He slipped as well, Mokoena.
He looks in some pain here, the 21-year-old.
It's the last thing Arsenal need. They've got enough injuries at the moment.
Lewin communicating back to the bench the extent of the injury, and it doesn't look good at the moment.
He's holding his right knee. Is it his right knee that Gary Lewin's working on there? Looks like it. Does look in a bit of pain.
Certainly won't be lacking in medical attention. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 medics come on to help out. Well, he must be thinking, surely we can't get any more injuries. You could virtually feel an Arsenal side, and a very good one it would be too, amongst the players currently in the treatment room.
Well, I think if it is a knee injury, you can't afford to take any chances. Gary Lewin's a very experienced physio now. If there's any doubt whatsoever, I think they'll just take him off and put a substitution on.
They've got Quincy Owusu-Abayi, the 18-year-old who can play up front. Just being rather gingerly lifted off the stretcher, just out of camera shot at the moment on the touchline, and they'll have a long look before deciding whether he needs to be replaced. There's Tugai meantime for Blackburn, who trail 1-0. McQuainer, Paul Dickoff, good layoff, and he goes for the return, but it's just too far ahead. Vieira under pressure from Reed. Caught him as he tried to win the ball back. Reyes is ready to return. No sympathy from the home fans who believe he was making the most of that, but they would think that, wouldn't they? Morten Gams Pedersen over the free kick. An interesting one, wasn't it?
Much better delivery this time. Lehmann who gets his hands on it. Nearly a clash with Toure, I think. Again, doesn't take any chances, just pushes it out.
And Pedersen called into play again with one of his long throws, perhaps. Good goalkeeping. Lehmann hasn't put a foot wrong today. Terrific clearance as well. Mokoena backpedaling here. Oh, it looks suspiciously like a handball, and he's given it away anyway to Cole. And then pulled him back, I thought. And then the shot deflected. What a remarkable 10 seconds of football that was.
Got away with it, didn't he, Mokoena? Just a long punt down the middle. Not sure it's a handball, but it definitely appeared to pull back Ashley Cole. He's all over him there. Cole goes down. Not too many appeals from the Arsenal players, though.
And the Arsenal fans behind that goal, believing at the start of this second half that their team are going to go on and clinch the points here. They have 2 or 3 opportunities to do so already, or at least to extend their lead anyway. Tugay. Clearance by Clichy. Even though he was on the floor there, Thompson managed to keep possession. Pedersen. Free kick, foul by Fabregas. Have forced draws at Ewood Park this season against Manchester United, Everton and Liverpool. I'm sure they'll be more than happy, at the moment anyway, with a point today. Thompson's free kick driven into a real danger area. Flitcroft coming in on the far post to make the connection, and the home fans felt that should have been a corner.
Well, they thought it should be a corner. Again, not too many appeals from the Blackburn players. Flitcroft involved in it.
Here come Arsenal again. Van Persie. I thought that was a harsh decision. What about you, Tony?
I thought it was harsh as well. He certainly seemed to be looking for it, didn't he, Van Persie? Again, on the half-turn, better skill. To be fair to him, the right arm is up from Flitcroft. Probably got it right, Grandpa.
Certainly a good position for the free kick. Friedel wants 4 defenders in the wall. And the referee, who's been involved in a few controversies around these incidents, makes it absolutely clear that the free kick will not be taken quickly. A few options coming into play here for Arsenal. Reyes with the second shot, which was a pretty awful effort after Touré's initial shot was blocked. Vieira. Good cross, winning it back, finding Tugay. Lucas Neal in yards of space on the right. He's gone left instead to Pedersen, and on it goes to Dickoff, who pushed Lauren aside, but still gets the corner.
Good ball from Tugay in the first place. This might well be Blackburn's best chance of scoring. From a set piece, from a corner or a free kick. Got to get good quality into the box, though.
Particularly good, but Thompson will pump it back in again, and that wasn't particularly good either.
Disappointing corner. It's always difficult as a left footer taking the corner on the left-hand side to get that quality in. Was this the handball? I'm not sure it was. Potentially a foul though. Mokoena. This is when Ashley Cole's backing into him. There's the right arm up. Definitely pulls him down, doesn't he? Gets away with it though.
Arsenal will feel with some justification they should have had a penalty then, certainly for the second incident. Reyes taking on Nelson. Corner. Van Persie. Disappointing delivery by the young Dutchman, whose goal separates the side still, coming up to the hour mark. And Emerton about to come on for Blackburn Rovers. So the option of using an out-and-out striker in Jonathan Stead has been rejected by Mark Hughes, who's already had to use 2 substitutes, and now volunteers a third. And he will take the place of Gary Flickcroft.
Well, it's a surprising one for me. Not for me to tell Mark Hughes what his job is, but I would have thought he would have put John Stead on and perhaps gone 2 up front, playing a 4-4-2 formation. Perhaps we'll see Brett Emerton playing right up there alongside Dickoff. They need to get more bodies forward and they've got to start taking a few chances.
Here's Reed. Thompson. And by 2 guys and Neil. There was a clattering challenge there from Clichy, and Reed felt the pain of it and gets the free kick. And that's going to be the first portion of the day.
There's too much doubt about this one. Just tackle from behind. Got away with one in the first half. Not that time.
Free kick, that's better, but Arsenal were equal to it. Come back out to 2 guys, we find Thompson, he can belt the ball if he gets a sighting. Sends it back to Mokoena, and miskicked. Now Arsenal could break here with their pace. Blackburn charging men back furiously. Cole. Looking for Van Persie in the centre. Come out to Reyes, and Percy wants it back. And Hansen stood his ground. Thompson dispossessed. Lauren up against Pedersen, and he's beaten him. Cole well placed. And for some reason he completely overhit the cross, straight to Brett Emerton. What a good ball. And what a good interception by Reyes.
Well, he doesn't always do that, does he? But it's fantastic interception from Reyes. He was at the other end a minute ago, trying to get a shot in. He's tracked all the way back, fully 50-60 yards. And it was an important interception. That's what his manager will like to see. They know what he can do going forward. Sometimes you've got to do that part of your game as well defensively.
Arsenal on their way to what would be their 10th away win of the season out of 15 matches. Only Chelsea have a better record on the road than they have. Just 3 defeats, and as we mentioned before, all here in the northwest. Fabregas. Away by Mokoena. Straight to Vieira. Van Persie. The free kick. Ross, who's yet to score in Arsenal's first team, makes his way forward for this free kick. Fabregas to take it. Has gone towards the near post, now backed away again, leaving room behind him for Patrick Vieira, but a very good take by Friedel. Too enthusiastic to throw though. Reyes kept his balance beautifully. Lauren offside.
He's not happy, Lauren. Wanted the ball played earlier. Not sure that Reyes see him early enough though. Trying to time his run. It's very, very tight. Perhaps the right decision. Just needed to be played a bit earlier.
Reed got up well. It's come through to Paul Dickoff. Lauren back to recover. Vieira. Johansson. Good ball, but Dickoff is offside.
Just offside. Johansson turns it round. Again, it's very, very close. Probably just about the right decision.
Still plenty of time for Blackburn to rescue something from this game. They've gone 6 matches without defeat now in all competitions since they lost 1-0 at Middlesbrough back in February. Terrific run that's taken them to the FA Cup semi-finals for the first time in 45 years and taken them very close to Premiership safety. Quaina, Reed. Quaina steps in again. Can't keep it on the field.
It's cool. Blackburn don't panic. Don't want to force the ball like McQuaina did there. Just trying to keep playing their football. Eventually they will get a chance and they've got to take it.
Mark Hughes has failed to achieve one little milestone. Remember, 3 consecutive clean sheets going in today, and it had been 8 years since any Blackburn side managed 4 clean sheets in a row. He won't get that record, but that won't bother him one bit. Given away here to Paul Dickoff. Harmony back to win it back, and the free kick goes against the Scotsman. Senderos. Will hit that one. Clichy. Tugai. Neil. Quaina goes long, looking for Paul Dickoff.
Brilliant to win the header, Dickoff. Just unfortunately, no one took a chance. And that's what Blackburn need. They need runners from midfield. Either Reed or Emerton's got to take a chance. Try and get him behind.
Now Vieira with a lovely ball. Cole. He was set up for the throw in. Coming off the suspension clause a week ago in the FA Cup tie at Bolton. Spreads the play to Lauren. Well played. Nomini. This is Reyes. A lot of men forward here, Arsenal. And Reyes slips a lovely ball into Van Persie. Oh, unlucky. Another sumptuous Arsenal move. Fabregas. Now Vieira. Toure. On to Lauren. Blackburn chasing shadows at the moment. Van Persie. Here's Fabregas. And Reyes. And still, wonderful run by Reyes. Well, Brad Friedel is keeping them out almost single-handedly at the moment.
Great skill from Jose Reyes. Getting more and more involved in the game.
Now Paul Dickoff trying to get in behind the final defender Toure, but his positioning was excellent. Vieira. Oh. This is Clichy. From Patrick Vieira gives it away like that. Edison. Dickoff. Clever angle ball for Johansson. and goes for the return. Well, Senderos did as well. Foul by Reed. And he's still feeling the effects.
Certainly a clumsy challenge and a blatant one from Stephen Reed. I think he's going to get a yellow card. Last warning, I think.
The Frenchman back on his feet. The ball back in play. And with just over 20 minutes to go, Arsenal could be back in second place in the table. If they do win, they'll be 10 points behind Chelsea, who are at home later today against Crystal Palace, who are currently 2 points behind Manchester United, who are also at home today against Fulham. Two guys. To Blackburn have the nous to break down this Arsenal defence.
Not with balls like that. Can't afford to play 50, 60-yard passes. Just gobbled out the Arsenal defenders.
Ian Slayman very much the daddy of the team today at 35. Considerably the oldest Arsenal player out there. Remember the average age of their side, just over 22. Johansson took a risk then against Reyes. Another risk. Living dangerously. Senderos. Flamini. Well, the second Arsenal goal has looked on the cards really since the opening seconds of the second half. But still, they haven't got it. Lauren crosses. Paul Dickoff does that better than most. He held off Toure brilliantly, and what a recovery by Reyes. And then a little angry reaction between him and Dickoff.
Again, wonderful tracking back from Reyes. Dickoff's not happy and said something out of turn by the looks.
Second portion of the game.
Well, I don't think he was happy with the flailing arm from Reyes. That's what he was moaning about.
Well, he's talked himself into a caution there, Paul Dickoff. Top scorer for Blackburn this season, 10 goals. What a signing he was from Leicester City, who of course he put to the sword in the FA Cup quarter-final a week ago, with the 100th goal of his club career from the penalty spot. There's Thompson for Blackburn. Quainer. Pedersen. Johansson on the overlap and was blocked from getting to that ball by Lauren.
Well, he was blocked. I don't think it was a foul. This is the one where Van Persie at the bar. Wonderful skill from Reyes. Just takes his time. Actually goes between the two defenders. I thought he was going to shoot. A lovely ball Van Persie. Does everything right, apart from just leaning back slightly on the final strike. As soon as you do that, the ball goes in the air. If he keeps it on the floor, it's been a wonderful finish. But he is unlucky.
Difficult question, Tony, but when you look at the young players Arsenal have got out here today, if you're an Arsenal fan, does that give you hope for the future? You know that Chelsea are going to be able to go and buy the finished product rather than rely on bringing youngsters through.
I think it does give you hope, Alan. I mean, they're moving to the new stadium, aren't they? You could argue how much funds are they going to have. A lot of money's got to go into the new stadium. I mean, if they have got millions of pounds to spend, then you've got a good manager in Arsene Wenger who will do that. But in the meantime, bring the youngsters through. They've got some excellent young players. I've been impressed with Senderos since he come into the team. Van Persie's one for the future. Of course, you've got Gal Clichy as well. If Ashley Cole does move on, you know, you've got a wonderful replacement there as well. So there is some wonderful talent in this Arsenal team. And you mentioned about the average age of 22, and they can still come to a place like Blackburn and put in a good performance like they have today.
Yeah, against the Blackburn side, who've been holding and beating some of the best around in recent weeks. Winners at Goodison, a draw at Anfield. Survived the first tackle, only to have the ball belted at him by Johansson.
I think it was a handball from Lauren in the end. He was on the floor, just handled it.
Symphony on the whistle from Mr. Poll. I'm just anxious to get on with it there, Blackburn. Just calm down. Tugai will take the free kick. Wasted. They've got a corner out of it. They didn't deserve it.
But they didn't. Senderos and Toure, just no communication at all between the two of them. One of them should have headed it away. Conceded an unnecessary corner.
Two footballs on the pitch as well. Pedersen signals his intent. Can he put it into practice? Oh, better. Neil. Emerton with the flick. "15 minutes to go. Don't forget, tomorrow, massive Birmingham derby at St Andrews. 11:30 we start. That's on Prem Plus. I'm talking a massive local derbies. Well, they don't come much bigger than that one. Sky Sports 1, Liverpool-Everton. Our programme begins at 3. Paul Dickoff caught offside. Peter Enkelman has horror memories, of course, of that Birmingham derby. He'll be so pleased you reminded him of that, Al. Nelson. Here's Makwena. Now Tugai. Loose ball straight to Flomini, and he might be made to pay for that. Patrick Vieira for Arsenal, who lead 1-0. A loose ball from him. Reed. Pedersen. Thompson's unmarked, edge of the box. He was the target. Well, nothing if not resilient, this Blackburn team.
Oh, there's poor from Johansson. Done a foul throw. I think he had his foot on the pitch. It's the assistant who's flagged for it. And that's disappointing. Mark Hughes would be very disappointed with that. They're in a good position. It's just a lack of concentration from Johansson.
Fabregas didn't know where the ball was then Reed gives it away. An untidy sort of game, isn't it?
Well, it has. I wouldn't say it's been a classic, but it's certainly been a professional performance from Arsenal. Just about deserved to be winning by a goal to nil. Perhaps should be 2 or 3 up. Blackburn, they've had good spells of possession at times. Just that final ball, I think, has let them down. They really need to up the tempo a little bit as we approach the last 10-15 minutes of the game. Got to create some chances from somewhere, give themselves a chance.
Tugai wins it back. Reyes believes he was fouled. Now offside for the umpteenth time.
Dickoff needs to be careful. He's already had his yellow card. And he does it so well. He just plays on the shoulders of the Arsenal defenders. And I don't think he's offside there. They do step up, makes them look offside. You can see Graham Poll saying to it, "You're already yellow carded. Just keep it quiet. I don't want to have to send you off." But it will do if he has to. You can't take that side away from Paul Dickoff, though. It's part of his game. He just wants to win. He's frustrated. He's got to get on with his football though.
Seventh time Blackburn have been caught offside, and Paul Dickoff has been responsible for most of them, I think. But then again, he is the lone striker in this lineup. Edison sweeps one out towards Thompson. Edison operating over on the right in the last few minutes.
Just swapped over to try something different. Thompson's come onto this left-hand side. Both players can come inside now and whip the ball into the box, providing they get the ball to feet in the first place.
Thompson's done better than that. He's won a free kick for his side. Foul by Cesc Fabregas. Well, I'm sure Thompson was offering the handshake then. Fabregas' English perhaps didn't manage to interpret Tomo's Scouse accent. Another poor free kick from Blackburn. Neil, his first touch had to be good then. Two-guy. And Reed beats Vieira to the high ball, and Vieira stayed down injured. Goodness me, not another injury problem for Arsenal. It's a head injury, that's why the referee stopped play. The Blackburn fans are giving him abuse, but he had no option.
Well, the Arsenal players aren't happy with Stephen Reed there. It looked to me that Reed's just gone in for a challenge with Vieira. The only question mark is whether he leads with his arm. I think that's what they're saying to him. Certainly Vieira went down straight away. There you go. He is leading with his arm, Reed, but I think it's a fair challenge. Perhaps more where he landed, Vieira. There's the right arm leading. You see, as he comes down, Vieira, it's a nasty landing.
And it goes without saying, he's the very last player that Arsene Wenger wants injured. Character, of course. Take more than that to keep him out of the action.
Here's the goal. It was a real bit of class. Lovely little turn from Van Persie. Fantastic composure. Makes it look so easy, but it wasn't. Just an excellent finish.
Patrick Vieira is going slowly off the field, but he will, I'm sure, come straight back on again when the referee indicates he can do so. And things are getting a bit fraught around Ewood Park. And Hughes looks on and wonders if his side can find that one precious goal that might earn one precious point. Take them on to 33. Boyes was offside. Two-guy for Blackburn. Long ball aimed at Reed, who won it, and won it well. Ross got a little bit lucky with his clearance. Fishy. Onside here, with everyone expecting the offside flag. Oh, he could have been a hero there, Emerson. And Arsenal were caught napping.
Well, he looks offside to me, and I think when it's played he probably is. But the assistant's given it. It's a good strike from Everton. To be fair to him, he looked up. There was just no options in the box. There's the little look. Not far away. Ball always going away from Jens Lehmann. Goes down as a chance, though.
One of the very few that Blackburn have fashioned in this game. I'm sure, given time, Mark Hughes will add that to their game. His first job was to make them more solid, better defensively, more difficult to beat. He's done that. Next season, hopefully, of course, from their point of view in the Premiership, he can take them on to the next stage.
Well, I think you've got to do it. You're quite right, Alan. You've got to do it one step at a time. He's done that first step. His main job was to keep them in the Premiership. He's going to do that, that's for sure. And once you do that, you can build. He can perhaps buy and sell a few players in the summer. I mean, change it around for next season. They've just got to maintain their Premiership status, and I think they'll confidently do that.
And they certainly haven't given up on this game yet. Emerton. Reed. Determined run by Reed. Now Pedersen. Emerton in the middle, goes for it, but Lehman is aware of the danger.
Again, good build-up play from Blackburn. Lehman's looked very confident today, though.
Well, those enormous kicks, which led to a problem earlier in the half, but he overhit it this time. Two-guy. Hansen beaten to it and then left his foot in. Lawrence still injured.
He was just a bit too quick with the whistle there, ground pole. I mean, it's definitely a foul. The ball actually broke to Reyes. I think he would rather have played the advantage, Reyes. But they're winning 1-0 away from home, Arsenal. I suppose in a way they won't worry too much. Waste a little bit more time, getting 3 precious points.
Away by McQuainer. 5 minutes to go at Ewood Park. Blackburn Rovers 0, Arsenal 1. 3 points for Arsenal. We'll see them go second in the table at least for a couple of hours. Vieira. Cole turns it down the line, but Lucas Neal equal to it. Arsenal top scorers, remember, in the Premiership. And Percy's goal just before half-time was their 68th league goal of the season. But they've conceded 32. When you compare that to Chelsea, who've only led in 9, Manchester United have only led in 17. It's clear to see where their problems have come from this season. In fact, they've already let in 6 goals more than they conceded in the whole of last season. And after today, there are 9 games to go. Free kick to Blackburn. The guy takes it quickly. Neal. The Turkish international brings Nelson into the game. He's looking for Emerton. Vieira. Gone back well by Nelson. Oh, almost a good ball. Almost found its way through. Wenger was waiting for some advice there from Friedel. Two-guy. Good spell this for Blackburn. Can they turn it into a goal? Not now. They've gone for the umpteenth time offside. Well, the old Arsenal back four would be proud of getting their opponents into so many offside situations.
Used to do that guaranteed, didn't they? Week in, week out. About 10 or 12 offsides in one match. Pretty much the same today.
Pedersen. Senderos clears. The home fans find hope. Oh, you know where this is going. Easy for a goalkeeper, but he kept his eyes on the ball. Hansen, I think, got the final flick on. And Percy at the other end for Arsenal. Arsenal done enough to deserve the points for you, Tony?
Well, I think they have, because as hard as Blackburn have worked, I don't think that end product's been there. I can't think of too many clear-cut chances that they've created. Arsenal certainly, since they got their goal towards the end of the first half, they have looked threatening on the break in this second half. It's been a professional performance. I think that's what you've got to do in the Premiership at times. You're not always going to win 5-0 away from home. Sometimes you've got to grind it out, win 1-0, and they'll settle for that.
Here's Neil getting a bit heated. I suppose one of the problems, the way Blackburn play, they need to stay level or preferably go in front. Once they go a goal behind with this type of system, it's really hard.
Well, that's right. With this 4-1-4-1 system, it is hard. You have got to take the lead, and if you don't, and you're up against it, it makes it very, very difficult. I think they found that today, but let's not forget they are up against one of the top 3 teams in the country. I think anything they get out of this game, if they can just snatch an equaliser towards the end of the match, they'll be delighted with that, and they would have settled for a point before the game. They're not the sort of games that you look at that you're going to get the 3 points at home. Anything you get against Arsenal, Manchester United and Chelsea, even home matches, I think is a bonus for teams like Blackburn and for most of the Premiership.
Impressive run, and the referee kept a very careful eye on the challenge on Reyes, but he's only given a goal kick. Launches one towards Reed. And the clearance has gone straight to Thompson. Neil. Decent ball back in. Nelson has virtually become an extra striker now for Blackburn. He's spending all his time up front, and he can stay up there now as Blackburn win another free kick. The referee wouldn't let Guy take it quickly.
A minimum of 5 minutes of time added on. That's 5 minutes.
5 minutes of stoppage time. Surprised at that. And as Guy gets a lecture, that's given the home fans a big boost. And him, 5 minutes. That's a lot of time in a football match. Guy knocks one in. They've got a late winner against Leicester in the FA Cup last week. Can they get a late equaliser today? Well, at the moment, the referee's got another yellow card to dish out, and Vieira not at all happy with the challenge by Reed.
Well, quite rightly, the Blackburn players are dragging Stephen Reed away, because that was a poor tackle. We talk about tackles from behind, and I think this is a poor one on Reyes. Quite rightly got the yellow card. Could have been worse for him. There it is, goes right through Reyes.
Is Morton against Pedersen.
Vieira not happy with that.
And today, the Peter Jackson man of the match goes to Stephen Reed.
Well, that little row continues, and how ironic, the PA has just announced that Stephen Reed is one of the sponsors' nominations as man of the match. Don't think Patrick Vieira would give him his vote. Not sure Graham Poll would either after this tackle.
No. It's a poor tackle right from behind. Nasty tackle. And as a forward, you know it's coming. There's not a lot you can do about it.
I mean, he'd been involved in one or two things earlier as well, Reed, which might have led to a yellow card then. So he can't complain. Neil's clearance, gone straight to Robin Van Persie. Good ball on by him now. McQuainer took a big risk there for the second time against Ashley Cole and got away with it. Emerson with a great layoff to Thompson. Still life in Blackburn Rovers yet. Emerton. Toure gets it away. Nelson. Disappointing ball by the Kiwi.
Was it a penalty? I think he's just got his body in the way there. Doesn't do anything wrong for me there, McQuainer. Referee who looks like he's desperate to get up front to me. Just waiting for a corner or a long throw, I think. Seen him do it before.
His opposite number, by the way, has scored a couple of goals in his career. Jens Lehmann got one from open play and also a penalty in his days in the German league with Schalke.
He's had a good game today, Lehmann. Hasn't had an awful lot to do, but he's just exuded confidence, and I think that's good for the back four. If you feel that the goalkeeper's got confidence, it's always good for the back four, and I think that's been reflected in the performance, certainly defensively.
Kickoff hurling himself at his opponent, and another free kick conceded. And that's not what Blackburn need now.
Last warning, I think, for Paul Dickoff.
Touré's free kick. Cole on the edge of the penalty area. Well, at the very moment, Friedel was looking for an accurate clearance. He couldn't find one, although it did go to Pedersen, and it's remarkably come through to Reid, who can equalise here. He was the villain a couple of minutes ago. He still is, I'm afraid. He could have been the hero.
Just waiting for the ball to come in. A lovely dummy from Dickoff. That's what puts Touré off. Well, look how well Lauren does. He's miles away from him to start with. Reid thinks he's got a clear shot. All of a sudden, Lauren comes across. Didn't touch the ball, but he'd done enough to put Reid off.
Come on, it wasn't that bad. The irony is it all stemmed from a miscued clearance by Friedel that went straight to Pedersen, who was not the intended target. Now McQuain has got to judge the bounce right here. This could be it. This could be the final attack for Blackburn Rovers. Lucas Neal has got to pump it long. Thompson. Here's Tugay. Seconds remaining at Ewood Park. Will Van Persie's goal prove to be the winner? It was a very decent ball by him. Out to Reyes. Now Reyes felt he was held off by the hand of Lucas Neal.
Well, Lucas Neal is arguing and gets a yellow card. I'm not sure about the yellow card, but it was definitely a foul. He just puts his arm up. He's just waiting for it to come down, Reyes. Goes to push it past Lucas Neal. Watch the left arm come up. There you go. Push in the face. No argument, I don't think, about the yellow card.
That's surely now enough to see Arsenal to victory. The home fans are turning their anger now towards Graham Poll. Reyes loses possession. And we've had over 6 minutes of stoppage time. Only the referee is the arbiter of that particular thing, of course. Only he knows how much he can add after the initial amount of stoppage time is indicated to the crowd. But there is the final whistle. Arsenal have done what Liverpool and Everton have failed to do in the last 2 Premiership games. They have beaten Blackburn Rovers, or should I say, Arsenal reserves, because this was an Arsenal side without Pires, without Ljungberg, without Bergkamp, without Henry, without Campbell, Gilberto and Edu. And that makes it all the more remarkable that they have beaten a side who are proving very difficult to beat these days. Blackburn's first defeat in 7 games in all competitions. Arsenal's winning goal scored by a man who wasn't even on the team sheet for the starting 11. Robin Van Persie came off the bench when Freddie Ljungberg was injured in the pre-match warm-up. And his moment of quality sealed 3 points that take Arsenal above Manchester United into second place. Graham Poll, well, he's heard all this before, hasn't he? In fairness, I think most of his decisions were absolutely spot on, including most of the yellow cards. Blackburn will still look a little uncomfortably over their shoulders until the bottom 3 are done and dusted, but I'm quite certain they'll be all right. Arsenal can look on to the top of the table and the FA Cup semi-final meeting against Blackburn in a month's time with confidence. Blackburn Rovers 0, Arsenal 1.
Yes, the Gunners up to second, and a useful psychological advantage for them ahead of that FA Cup semi-final against Blackburn in Cardiff next month. More live football this afternoon from the Premiership. It's Bolton and Norwich, 5 o'clock on Sky Sports 2. And the Super Sunday match tomorrow comes from Anfield. It's Liverpool against Everton. Liverpool really have to win if they're going to close the gap on Everton in 4th place. The build-up's from 3 o'clock on Sky Sports 1. And tomorrow, George and I will be concentrating on Birmingham and Aston Villa. Villa have yet to beat Birmingham in the Premiership. The build-up is from 11:30, kickoffs at midday. For more information, call 08705 160 160. So defeat for Blackburn for the first time in 7 games. We'll have George's thoughts after the break. He wasn't due to start the game, but ultimately Arsenal were reliant on Robin, his 3rd Premiership goal, and it guaranteed all 3 points.